Hi. Hi. Good morning. It is Monday.
Hi.
Even though Josh was on call and worked in the mornings this weekend, he was still home by noon. But today we are back to all on our own until 4:30 when he gets, like a little tail, when he gets home. The baby was up for an hour and a half last night in the middle of the night, and she's been sleeping through the night, so we're very tired. We have a lot to do. We have a busy day. So we need to get going. We need to have some coffee. We need to make breakfast. I'm just gonna make some multi-meal. We don't really have breakfast in this box. Which one? My break. Hold on. Coffee. Which, if this was all you had, really stinks because all you would be able to have is cereal or canned pork, which is not a very nutritious breakfast if you have to pick the cereal. But who wants to have canned pork for breakfast? I guess you could make it with an egg. It's pork sausage. Uh-oh. My mind just thought of things. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but we need to get going and feed these children. So we're just going to do multi-meal. This is what we still have. So remember, pretend we open that flour and pretend we open that rice. But we have just a bunch of random stuff in here. Some mac and cheese, rice, squash, potatoes, some goldfish. I haven't opened those yet. And then we have 3 drinks plus my coffee. 2 cans of meat, turkey and pork, the white chicken, the tuna, cream of mushrooms, cream of chicken, 2 kinds of beans, 2 green beans, the spaghetti-o type things, pumpkin, diced, and canned tomatoes. So we still have quite a bit, but it's just we're getting to where we're going to have to be a little bit more creative with what we do. So, I have no idea what I'm going to make for dinner. Hi, Lucy. We'll probably just do lunch, leftovers. And let's start the day. Woohoo! It's time to start the day. We'll see you at lunch. This is what Josh is having for lunch tomorrow. He's having the leftover soup. He is having his nuts. So I don't know why calling them just nuts is weird. He's having these cashews that someone gave us today. They're very tasty. Elsie is running around with a bowl of them currently. This is from the walkthrough food pantry. There was a big thing of muffins. I cut them in half, wrapped them, and froze them so they would last. So we'll give him one of those. He's having his apple. I'm packing this the night before. We're waiting for the casserole to finish. His 2 oranges. His variety of snacky snacks. And that's what he's having as a broke go-to-work dad. It is time to make dinner. We are going to make fried rice, but we've also been very busy today. We made the chicken stock, and I let it cook for like 30 hours on low. And we got that canned, and then I made some green salsa because I was cleaning out the fridge because I've never been this excited. Like, not even when I got married. Oh, that's why is it so... We got a new fridge. I'm so excited. I've never been this excited in my life. Let me show you. It's beautiful. It's like heaven's gates are opening. Thank you. Look how much room we have now. And I'm like the people on the TikToks with their organized cheese and Go-Gurts. But I'm ghetto because I saved the old plastic lunch meat containers to put mine in. I didn't get the fancy ones on Amazon. but it's beautiful. And this was from the old house, but now my eggs are back. I love it. Anyways, it came today because that fridge, that was very close to my face. That fridge is the one we were using is, so the fridge that we got the house, that came with the house, it's at like 45 degrees and it still freezes everything, and it should not be at 45 degrees. Also, all of the drawers are breaking off and he keeps gluing them and putting them back, and then they break again. And then the food falls all over the floor. So it's not been fun. And we got it at Home Depot and it was cheaper than it said on the website. And then they gave us a discount. And then we, because we're poor, we had to do the like 12 months same as cash, but that's okay because we got a fridge and I love it. Now we're gonna cook dinner. Kitchen is an absolute disaster from doing that. But tonight we're gonna make fried rice with the chicken from yesterday. And hold on, let me fix my hair and then I'll keep talking. Okay, we're gonna make fried rice with the chicken from that you can't see that I'm pointing at. I used half of what was left from last night. Then we have our rice, and it is cold. And 8 eggs. And then inside of it, I've already cut up everything. We have half of a bell pepper, about 10, 12 baby carrots. We have fresh grated ginger and half an onion. A corn on the cob that I cut myself. Half a zucchini. And then this is, I had a very wilty bok choy in the back. So this is that wilty bok choy and some cabbage, and then the green beans, the canned green beans from the table. And then, so we're just kind of using whatever vegetables we have. If I didn't have this fresh up, I don't even think I have a bag of, I think I only have frozen peas. But I would have just used something frozen, or we have canned veggies that we've gotten before. But since I don't think, oh, he just took my bag. He took my garbage. Since I don't know if that'll be enough, I have this in the freezer. It is from Trader Joe's. I don't know when I bought it or when I got it. It is in the back of the freezer. It's a broccoli beef kit. So we're gonna make that as well. These glasses are very tight on my head, but they are my profile picture glasses, actually. Okay. I just have oil in the skillets, in the wok, in the pan. We have our eggs. We're gonna add a loud bang is what we're gonna add. We're gonna add white pepper, which is actually what Asian dishes usually have in our white pepper. So some white pepper, however much you like, and some salt. Then we're just going to pour that into our wok. And then we are going to put in these green onions. Well, they're actually onion tops because I don't have green onions, but I planted some onions that I got on clearance that never grew, just the tops did. So that was perfect. So put that in there. We're gonna let that start kind of cooking. And then in this pan, we're just gonna throw this broccoli. Okay. You took my bag with my instructions on how to make this. My broccoli beef bag. And then she wants pre-dinner. So I was watching, what inspired me is I was watching Tiffy Cooks on TikTok, and she was making fried rice. So she says her tip is that you break it up first. And she just did it with her hands like I am. That's kind of a weird feeling, putting your hand in this much cold rice and it's all sticky on you. So we're just breaking this up. Let's wash our hands. This is what that was. I wonder if this is like super expired. So I really don't even know when where it came from. I know it moved with us. It smelled fine though, so we're fine. We'll eat it. We won't die. We'll be fine. Oh. Oh no, we're good. Whoa! Used by December 13th, 2023. Wasn't that lucky? Okay, so the broccoli is just supposed to cook like 5 minutes. We got this started. I have totally not the right, there we go. I had the single burner on, not the big. While we were putting the things in the fridge, Josh kept touching it and I kept having to wipe the fingerprints because I was so excited. It was so clean and beautiful. I've never had a new fridge in my whole life. This is the first time. When we moved into the old house, it had, so there was, I think 15 of us with me and her. These aren't even slipping, they're just squeezing my head. And we just had like the basic apartment fridge with like the small and the big. And then we got one from a family member who was getting rid of one, and it was just like the side by side. And we had that one for a while, and then when they moved out after we were married, we bought a used Electrolux fridge, and it had like some issues because it was used, but it was only a couple $100. But this is our first ever appliance we've ever bought him. I'm very excited. And I clipped the dog's nails for everybody who was being annoyed by them click clacking. At the old house we had cement, so I didn't have to worry about it as much. So I don't think about it like I should. And I'm used to it because I hear it slowly gets longer, their nails, so it's like a slow and steady louder of the click clacking over the days. So it doesn't, I don't think about it. But I trim their nails. That's what I did today. All right, we're gonna mix this up a little bit. Okay, I turned my skillet or my wok down a little bit. This cookware gets really hot, almost like cast iron-ish. But our eggs are pretty much almost there, so we're gonna throw in all of the things. We're gonna throw in like the carrots and the onion and the ginger, the stuff that's gonna take a little bit longer to cook. And the corns. And we're gonna cook this for a couple minutes. for a couple minutes so it can steam them and get those nice and soft. Stir the broccoli. This was what my beef broth turned out like. And then this is my salsa. I haven't canned these yet. I got 4 of these in the canner, and then I need to do these as well. But I had some tomatillos in there and that cilantro that I picked up yesterday, so I figured that would be the perfect thing to make with it. But then I pulled the bones out, and they still had a ton of meat on them from the stock. So I don't know what to do with this. Should I just feed it to the dogs, or should I make something with it? I don't know. But I put it in a container to save it, to figure that out. Don't want this to burn. I think we went with a little too many eggs. I asked Josh, how many eggs should I make? And he said 8. But fried rice is good for leftovers, so that is totally fine. Okay, let's throw in the bell peppers. I'm just breaking up the eggs into a little bit smaller pieces. This is a lot of eggs. I've never made this many eggs at once. Or maybe I have, I don't know. So the vegetables are probably not like typical to whatever you're supposed to have in it, but we just used what we had. So let's add in our chicken. Okay. We'll let that cook for a second. Then we're going to throw the beef in. Those are getting pretty done, so now we're going to add in the zucchini. And the cabbage, bok choy, and green beans. Now we're just going to pour in the sauce that came with the broccoli, beef. I'm just going to add a little bit more oil, like I made a hole in the center because my oil, I didn't put enough oil for as much eggs as I had. So it started to cook down. Now that that's hot, give it another couple stirs. Then we're going to add our rice in. Mix that all up. Still have some big pieces of rice because I really didn't love that feeling of having my hands in the stickiness of it. Oh my gosh, does anyone need to come over for dinner? We have enough rice to feed the neighborhood. Okay, to that we are going to add soy sauce. I only have this because it was on sale for 79 cents. I'm not fancy and I don't need organic soy sauce. But I'm going to say probably a couple tablespoons. And then oyster sauce. Probably about the same, but we'll check it in a minute to see if that was enough. Just trying to make sure that everything gets covered with that sauce. Elsie is upset because I got them advent calendars and she doesn't get that you only eat one candy a day. She thinks that you just say cracker and you get a candy. So she keeps coming in and trying to ask for another piece of her advent calendar. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of sugar into it. This is just a small spoon. We'll do about that, and then, nah, I don't like that. Like that much. So we can add more. Actually, I'm only going to use half that because I'm nervous with that. That was another one of the Tiffy Cook things. She put sugar in hers, so I figured we would try it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sesame seed oil because I like sesame seed oil. I think it makes a nice flavor. Just some drizzles over the top, and then we'll mix it again. Sesame seed oil can be very expensive, but if you just use a little bit in dishes, you can make it last a fairly good amount of time. Okay, let's try this. It actually, the lighting is so bad, but the eggs aren't, it's not as bad. With the amount of rice I had, there's not too many eggs. Pretty good, and we're done. That was dinner. Now we're gonna eat. I sprinkled some fried garlic on the top. And just like that, you can take free crap that was given to you and make something delicious for your family, packed with a ton of veggies. And the big kid's even gonna eat it. What? See you tomorrow.